Hey guys, welcome back to another action figure review. Continuing with the Snail Shell releases of figures, we have the latest release of the RA series, with their second release, the Tactical Maid Tokiwa Kazune. We have a blue colored box with the large image of the figure up front on top of text of her name, and the blue foil text at the bottom of the box. Another large glossy photo of the figure in an action pose is at the back of the box, with another picture featuring all the accessories with more warnings and social media links at the bottom. Like all Snail Shell releases, we have a genuine scratch-off authenticity sticker with a WeChat link to it. Most import figures are wrapped to protect the box, and Snail Shell figures are no exception, with this figure coming in bubble wrap. Removing the figure from the bottom allows you to easily slide out the entire plastic tray holding the figures and the accessories. Another step in getting the figure out is dealing with the security tape that reads void when torn off. A perk of buying import figures is the extra protection of more plastic wrapping between the joints and covering the entire figure to prevent any damage while shipping. Part of the RA series of Snail Shell figures, these figures have a focus on more modern themed figures, much different from their fantasy RPG series Snail Shell is well known for. A tactical maid named Tokiwa Kazune, we have the odd combination of a modern tactical soldier loadout with the anime style of a black and white maid outfit, complete with body armor, tactical headset, and heavy combat boots. Just like all the other Snail Shell figures released, we don't have much of a backstory on the figure, with only, as of this review, just a few online chat stickers to give this character any personality. Snail Shell has only been around for a few years, but by now they have proven themselves as an iconic company releasing figure after figure of high quality products, memorable original designs, and a pretty great reputation in the action figure community. Let's check out some of the details of this figure. We first notice the bright blue hair, large in volume and filled with sculpted strands of hair, flowing downward and covering the sides of the face with small openings for the eyes. Matching the blue color of her hair, the big blue eyes are anime style in appearance, large and bright, with bushy eyelashes and a thin line of hair for the eyebrows. Continuing with the anime theme, we have a small bump for the nose, with the overall emotionless theme to her expression giving an uninterested look. On top of the hair, we have a white frilly headdress commonly seen with maid cosplays. More interesting details are seen on the side of the head where the tactical headset is worn, covering the ears with headphones and an extended mini microphone with yellow stripes on the black and gunmetal hardware. Keeping up with the theme of a maid, the hair is braided at the back of the head with that white frilly headdress tucked underneath the headset. The braids wrap to the back of the head, forming into a ponytail with a small plate of black armor holding the hair here, where even a simple hair tie is tactical on this character. The long strands of hair of the ponytail curves and whips side to side, reaching all the way down to her lower back, giving it the appearance of movement. More frills and buttons covered up the white apron of the maid outfit, with the gunmetal tactical straps reaching down both sides of the chest and around the collar, securing the body armor to the waist. Underneath we have a black shirt with more frills. Turning the figure around, we have another look at how the straps are holding up the plate of gunmetal body armor on top of the maid outfit. The black clothing underneath is seen better here, with more folds in the cloth that end in metal armbands and white frills. At the shoulder, the metal bands of the bicep secure a yellow plate of armor resting on top of the maid outfit, detailed with silver holes and the trim. The skinny arms of the figure get inserted into large type tactical gloves with heavy padding on the forearm, and sleek black gloves detailed with straps and knuckle plates. Moving over to the waist, we have a better look at the cloth goods from Snail Shell, a black and white apron. A high quality piece of cloth with fine stitching, more frills towards the edges, and multiple layers of white and black cloth on top of each other. Over at the back we can see the very large white bow that attaches to the apron, with more frills towards the ends and a black skirt underneath with even more frills. There is stitching down the center where the velcro strap of the apron is hidden, allowing us to easily remove the apron from the figure. Removing the dress, we can see the details underneath the cloth. An exposed navel is sculpted into the hourglass shape of the body, with more gunmetal colored armor here strapped onto the boots. Underneath the straps we have the underwear of the figure, a sculpted set of underwear that acts as the crotch piece of the figure as there's nothing underneath. At the back we have more similar details, the rest of the armor belt wrapping around here, and the butt of the figure with more wrinkles in the sculpting of the underwear. Moving back onto the dressed figure, the leggings are also tactical, where we now know that the straps here lead into the belt armor. The legging armor is a dark black indented with tactical lines and shapes with yellow details like the knee pad and matches the design of the shoulder armor. Wrapping up the figure's details with the boots. Tactical in design with the gunmetal color, these combat boots have straps securing the lower leg, laces, and a thick design with every section of the boot. Let's look at the articulation of the figure. Starting off with the head, we have slight rotation and downwards and upwards motion. One thing to note is that the large hairpiece in the back has its own rotation and slightly lifts up and down, allowing greater head range, but eventually will hit the body. We would be able to rotate more and bob left and right, but the strands of the hair here only let you get so much range before it touches the shoulders. Now, the shoulders do open, but thanks to that extra padded frills of the maid outfit, you will have to extend the arms out a bit just to get the full rotation. Normally, we're used to characters from Snail Shells that are bare armed here, so this requires a bit of finesse to pose. We have rotation at the bicep hidden by the joint, double jointed elbows that do not have a tight fit thanks to the outfit. It's enough to get a decent gun pose, but not as tight as the other figures Snail Shells has released. Wrists that rotate and bend up and down depending on the joint orientation. A joint at the waist that allows rotation and bends all around slightly, and decently bends backward, but thanks to the large breast you can't really get a good crunch forward. Lifting up the dress, we have a better look at the joints for the legs, similar to other Snail Shell figures. We have a great range opening to the side, and pushing forward as well, and thanks to the butt design being on the legs instead of a plate on the body, we do get some back range too. The thighs have a joint for rotation hidden within the sculpt of the leggings, double jointed knees that can bend back tightly. These sections of the boots are loose, allowing them to rotate or bend out of the way when adjusting the feet. And finally, the boots bend up and down, rotates, and twists, with the toe that bends up and down. The Tactical Maid is on the larger side of Snail Shell figure releases, as seen here with Milk Tea. She's a few centimeters taller at 15.6 centimeters, just over 6.1 inches tall, where Milk Tea is 5.9. While the Tactical Maid is slightly taller than most Snail Shell releases, the parts are still compatible, where people have been doing a bunch of head swaps. On second axis Sakura, who is just 6 inches a non-scale figure, that extra height still makes Tactical Maid look larger, if only slightly, but something to note. While Tactical Maid doesn't look out of place, it's surprising to see a series experiment with so many different height sizes. Figmas are on the smaller size usually, but even with Darkness being much smaller, neither of them look out of place, and Tactical Maid doesn't look much bulkier either. Hasbro figures are in the 1/12 scale and usually end up around the 6-inch size. Thanks to the usual bulky appearance of American figures, they almost match or are even taller than Tactical Maid, even making her proportions look smaller, even with the larger anime style head shapes. Jada toys are also in the 1/12 scale, but more importantly, take accurate measurements for the height of their characters. Chun-Li being short in-game translates into her being short in this scale, and looks completely fine next to the Tactical Maid. Larger figures like Bison can pull the size and height of the Tactical Maid down, making her look much smaller in appearance even at this scale. McFarlane has quite a few tactical looking figures, and honestly they sort of fit in fine if you want your Tactical Maid to look and play the part of a smaller assassin type character. Unsuspecting in size and clothing, this scale really makes her look like a tiny threat. First up for the accessories are the instructions wrapped in plastic, and a flyer with warranty information on the back. We have an alternate faceplate with similar features of the original in an angry yelling expression. Removing the face is very similar to almost all import figures. You remove the front piece of hair, sometimes the face comes off with it. You can then slide in the new faceplate. Make sure to be careful about the small microphone piece here when reapplying the face and hair. And then the front hairpiece is once again able to complete the look. We have an eye poser tool with the Snail Shell logo on it. The tool's cross pegs into the back of the eyes, where you can then move the eyes to pose them. The skirt has a strip of Velcro hidden within the cloth. It easily detaches from the figure once removed and can be reattached to others. A very impressive detailed black and tan assault rifle that you can take apart. The magazine is removable as well as other parts of the gun. Looking at the instructions, we can see the many pieces of the gun that can be removed or swapped out. Also included for the rifle is an extended stock piece. We have 6 additional ammo magazines, each detailed with the bronze bullet details on both the top and sides. A armored ammo belt with 6 slots for ammo magazines on the sides, matching the gunmetal color of the figure. Each one of those extra 6 magazines are installed here, making sure of the correct orientation to get them to fit. To install the ammo belt, you must take apart the figure at the torso. You can then slide over the ammo belt over the cloth maid dress. Afterwards, you can then reattach the figure to complete the look. We have a few sets of hands, starting off with the trigger pulling hand, a set of hands with the hands resting on the trigger of the gun, a trigger finger discipline hand, ensuring proper gun safety, a set of grabbing hands used to hold those extra ammo magazines, and finishing up the hands with the fist. Included with the figure is a clear stand with the Snail Shell logo. The arm has 3 points of articulation, and we get both a claw and the peg to attach to the figure. Attaching the stand is very easy, with the arms holding onto the figure very sturdy, enough to even carry the figure's weight. And lastly, we have 2 spare wrist joints for any accidents. Another great figure by Snail Shell, the Tactical Maid Tokiwa Kazune offers a unique blend of genres, from the tactical look of an operator, and a cosplay of a maid with that anime style appearance that we all enjoy. I really do appreciate the cloth clothing of this figure, and the decision to go 50-50 on sculpted clothing and cloth. I feel the cloth was perfectly used here, as it increases the range of articulation on the legs, allowing more poses that are appropriate for combat, especially on stances on one knee or even just a simple wide stance. The blend between cloth and plastic is easy on the eyes, it's not jarring or noticeable. The cloth is high quality and matches the sculpt and colors of the plastic very well. Articulation wise, this figure does require a bit more fiddling than the other Snail Shell figures. Thanks to the outfit, we have a few points that are restricted. I feel like it's most noticeable on Tactical Maid more because she's fully dressed and outfitted with combat gear versus all the other girls we've had who are basically either nude or wearing bikinis. We don't get the same range of motion as those figures, but we also have an impressive set of gear that we are wearing as well. While I do love that deadpan emotionless face, the included screaming face really adds a lot of character to this figure and completely changes the tone of the figure. A impressive set of hands is also included, all tactical in nature, and really appeals to those who want fine control over how she handles the weapons. The ammo belt also adds a much needed level of tactical armor, that when worn gives the appearance of combat and when taken off a more maid-like appearance. A great figure, and as always very pretty to look at, Snail Shell has done a great job creating various themes of figures and keeping them unique looking. With much more attention to small details, especially at that insane rifle that can be taken apart completely, the Tactical Maid is much less of a desktop figure that you can fiddle with and more of a set and forget piece. Depending on the pose that you have in mind, customizing each aspect of the weapons, hands, posing, and face, there is an impressive amount of customization to this figure that requires more than just a simple repose. The smooth joints, clean application of paint, and high quality cloth gloves and accessories give a feeling of quality that's well worth picking this figure up. A very impressive detailed figure, Tactical Maid Tokiwa Kazune is the perfect figure for those who want to tinker with every aspect of customization, especially on that tactical operator theme of this figure. My only wish for this figure would be the ability to go full maid. Being able to swap out the gloves and leggings would be an amazing feature, but maybe we will have a relaxed version in the future. Like every Snail Shell figure, she's definitely worth picking up, and you can't really go wrong with Snail Shell. At this quality and price that she went for pre-orders, she's definitely worth picking up. Alright guys, that's it for this review. Leave a comment letting me know how you like this figure, subscribe or share this video with your friends to help out the channel.